Let me welcome all of you again for this media conference. As you may be aware, the doctors managed to cross over to the government side on the 15th of May 2009 and were briefing the government of their activities during their service. And the LTT doctors were being investigated of their actions during the membership in the LTT. And so, yeah. Let me introduce those doctors now. These are the doctors who worked under LTT direction, right? These investigations as conducted by the GSL on their activities and briefing by the government doctors about to come to a close. So the government of Sri Lanka would therefore like to share their experience during the period of conflict and leading to its end. So during the media operation over the recent past in Sri Lanka's war against terrorism and the final humanitarian operation to rescue hundreds of thousands of civilians forcibly held by the NTT, independent media was not allowed in the operational areas for obvious security reasons. So UNHCR and International Red Cross continue to have access up to almost the last weeks of the operations and were involved in distributing food and medical supplies as provided by the government of Sri Lanka. So it's worth to mention here that may surprise the world at large that throughout the duration of the decades, the long conflict, it was the government of Sri Lanka which supplied and provided food and medical supplies to ensure welfare and civilians under the control of the NTT. So without wasting time, let me introduce the doctors in a short while. Member of LTT Medical Corps. Then you find Dr. Shanmuga Raja, MBBS, and member of the LTT Medical Corps. Dr. Varada Raja, MBBS and Government Medical Officer. Next, Dr. Satyamurthy, MBBS and Government Medical Officer. Dr. Ilanchelian, MBBS Government Medical Officer. So let them talk. So let's give them a chance. Dr. Sivapalan will also brief you about himself.
I studied in Jaffna University and completed my medical graduate in 1992, and then I worked in Jaffna General Hospital until 1996. Then I moved to Klinochi, Bani area, and worked there in Ponnambalam Memorial Hospital, which is administered by LTT Medical Wing, and until 2009 January I worked there. Then I moved to Pudumatalan and then to Mullivaikal, and on May 16 I came to Mullathievu area and surrendered to the Sri Lankan Army, and they treated me very well, and now I am in Colombo, and there is legal process is going on, and I think after clearing that I will work, I will continue my medical profession in future. Thank you.
Next we find Dr. Shanmuga Raja.
I am Dr. Shanmuga Raja. My native place Mullathievu. I enrolled in LTT in 90s, and then I interrupt in our study in Jaffna Medical Faculty. And after peace process 2002, I finished my MBBS study and work internship in Jaffna Teaching Hospital, and then continue work Jaffna Teaching Hospital, then Trinity General Hospital. Then 2006, Mullaitivu acting medical superintendent in Mullaitivu District General Hospital until now.
Next we find Dr. Varadaraja.
Regional Director of Health Service, Dr. Varadaraja, Regional Director of Health Service, Mullaitivu District. I studied in Jaffna University. I work in Kurnagal, then Ambara, Tringomalai, then Mullaitivu. After the displacement, we went to Pudumathalan Hospital. After that, Pudumathalan Hospital 2000